wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Start off with sports. Now, OKC beat the Timberwolves last night, 118-103. They lead that series 2-0.
Yo, Ant-Man, Julius Randle, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna make this a series, or we just gonna have to sleep through the Western Conference Finals? Huh?
I don't know. I actually need Minnesota to win because I think if the Knicks do win, we have a better shot at beating the Timberwolves than OKC. But I got to beat the Pacers first. And we play the Pacers tonight at 8 p.m. So
yeah, you worried about the wrong things. You need to focus on them damn Pacers and make sure that the Knicks can beat them, okay?
I know. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, happy Friday. How we feeling?
We good.
We good.
Good. All right, let's get into it. So first on the front page, President Trump says lowering the cost of drugs may end up being the most significant thing his administration will do. He made the comment speaking at the Make America Healthy event again, or Make America Healthy Again event, adding that he challenges high drug prices and that will resonate for generations to come. Now, last week, Trump signed an executive order aimed at slashing prescription drug prices. He said the U.S. will no longer foot the bill for lower drug prices in other countries. So let's take a listen to President Trump at his Make America Healthy Again event.
And now they're going down maybe by 85, 80. I'm telling you, 89% in two instances, 89% cut. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We were subsidizing the whole world. And I said, we're not going to do that anymore. We've been a laughing stock for so many years. The last 4 years, we've been a laughing stock. I said it. We're a laughing stock, and now we're the most respected.
I'm still confused by this, Morgan, because the Inflation Reduction Act is already in place. Like, the Inflation Reduction Act was put in was actual legislation passed by the Biden administration, and that lowered prescription drug costs and made health insurance more affordable. So, and that's actual legislation, not an executive order. So what Trump did better than that?
Oh, no, it's not necessarily that it's better, but, you know, the Republicans don't like the Inflation Reduction Act, and it doesn't necessarily address those overseas costs on certain things. Now, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. released his Make America Healthy Again report, saying it's a call to action for common sense. Now, he believes it's a roadmap for federal agencies to use to reduce chronic childhood illness, and at the top of the list was poor diet. An estimated 70% of U.S. kids' calories coming from ultra-processed foods. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins also talked about reforms in food stamps. Let's take a listen to their comments. Kennedy and Rollins.
It's common sense that not all calories are equal in nutritional value. It's common sense that over-medicating kids is dangerous.
We are on track to sign multiples of SNAP waivers to get junk food and sugary drinks out of our food stamp system. And I am so proud.
So other points from the MAHA report include too many environmental chemicals in our food, lack of activity and chronic stress, and the over-prescription of medication for kids. Of course, they're talking about trans and things like that. Kennedy says the U.S. must act decisively to reverse the childhood chronic disease crisis. Now, in other news, Harvard University can no longer enroll foreign students. That's according to Homeland Security Kristi Noem, who sent a letter to Harvard informing them that their eligibility or their ability to enroll foreign students at their university has been revoked. She said the university has not fully complied with all reporting requirements to DHS, including providing detailed records of foreign students' misconduct on campus. I'm not going to toss to her audio, but the Trump administration has already yanked millions in federal grants meant for the university. I anticipate seeing more of this with other institutions of higher education who decide to buck back against the Trump administration. So we will continue to keep you posted on what happens in these types of situations, these types of instances.
Is that legal? I mean, I hear these things and I don't know if they're legal or not. It don't sound like that's something you can just do, but can you?
Are you worried about legal with Donald Trump?
Right. I'm like, you keep asking this question every day.
That's right. I don't know why I do that. There is no rule of law when it comes to the Trump administration. You're absolutely right.
There you go.
You're absolutely right.
All right.
All right. So that covers 6 a.m. At 7 a.m., we're going to get some more details on this shooting that happened in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol Jewish Museum.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, last night, OKC beat the Timberwolves. They are leading that series 2-0. And tonight, My New York Knicks take on the Pacers at 8 p.m. We are home. We are at the Garden. We're going to win this one. We got to win this one. We can't play with you, Indiana.
Shoot, y'all played with them last game.
You right. We ain't playing with them no more. What's up, Morgan?
All right, let's get into it. So more details are coming out about the shooting that took place at the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. that left 2 Israeli embassy staffers dead. Yaron Lisinski and Sarah Milgram were gunned down outside the Capitol Jewish Museum shortly after 9 p.m. on Wednesday night. A man identified as Elias Rodriguez faces 2 counts of first-degree murder along with murder of foreign officials and 2 firearm-related charges. Rodriguez was taken into custody following the shooting outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum, and he reported to have shouted free Palestine while he was being arrested. Now, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she's been in constant contact with President Trump since it happened, and the death penalty for Rodriguez is a possibility. She made these comments yesterday, so just don't want you to get confused about her saying yesterday. She's speaking in reference to Wednesday, so let's take a listen to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
I was on the phone with Donald Trump all evening long. All evening, he called me first thing this morning. He is horrified by what happened. 2 beautiful young people were gunned down last night needlessly. I saw his body being taken away from the scene. That was horrific.
So meanwhile, Senators John Thune and Chuck Schumer are speaking out about the incident. Senate Majority Leader John Thune said he's disgusted, while Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said people should be outraged about this incident. Let's take a listen to their comments.
From everything we know so far, it is appallingly clear that event attendees were deliberately targeted.
Such a blatant and targeted act of anti-Semitism right here in the nation's capital should outrage everybody. A beautiful young couple about to be married, just starting their lives, gunned down seemingly because they were Jewish.
Yeah, very, very sad situation. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Now, Senator Schumer also used his time on the floor to address the passage of President Trump's big, beautiful bill. And speaking of which, President Trump's big, beautiful bill did pass yesterday morning on a vote of 215 to 214 with all Democrats and 2 Republicans voting no. House Speaker Mike Johnson is offering some advice to his colleagues in the Senate who will now take up the measure. After the vote, Johnson says he hopes the Senate will pass the bill so it can be on President Trump's desk by July 4th. Let's take a listen to House Speaker Mike Johnson.
We look forward to the Senate's timely consideration of this once-in-a-generation legislation. We stand ready to continue our work together to deliver on the one big, beautiful bill, as President Trump named it himself. We're going to send that to his desk. We're going to get it there by Independence Day on July 4th, and we are going to celebrate a new golden age in America.
It's definitely going to be new, but it's giving new. All right, so senators have already promised to make some changes to that bill. If it does become law, it would institute reforms to Medicaid, including stricter work requirements and more frequent eligibility checks. It's estimated the U.S. will save at least $625 billion, but it also means 7.6 million Americans will lose health insurance over the next 10 years. It would also eliminate taxes on tips while putting billions towards fighting illegal immigration and a nationwide defense system like the Golden Dome I mentioned earlier this week, among other things. So I will continue to keep you guys posted as to what's happening. I believe that per this Memorial Day weekend, Congress is headed to a recess, so they'll be on recess all of next week, and then they will return the following week. And speaking of Memorial Day, the weekend travel rush is already underway. Peak airport crowds are expected today, with the FAA expecting record-breaking travel. Over 3.5 million people are expected to get to their destination by plane, and almost 2% increase from last year. And then, of course, they're also seeing people on the roads. AAA is forecasting 45 million Americans will hit the road between today and Monday for the holiday weekend. If you're headed out like you, Envy, just make sure you guys are safe, pack your patience, and treat others with some kindness and respect, because between Real ID and the administration and everything else that's going on, we could all use a little bit of vacation, a little bit of a break. But, in order to get to that break, we might have to stand in some lines and, wait in some traffic. So just keep
and like
that
you said, give yourself a little extra time, and remember, if somebody is a little late and they rushing and you got a little time, let them through. You don't know what their day was, what they've been through, what happened. They could have got a flat tire on the way to the airport. give people some grace today. Oh, this weekend, I should say. All right.
And one more thing real quick, if I can, shout out the 82nd Airborne Infantry Division in celebration of their All-American Week. They reached out to me saying that they listened to us on Fayetteville, North Carolina on Foxy 99, so hashtag Airborne all the way. And of course, I want to salute all of our military and our service leaders who have made the ultimate sacrifice. That is what Memorial Day is is about. So those who serve, we salute you and thank you for your service. That's your front page news. Follow me on socials at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Make it an amazing Memorial Day.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thanks, Morgan.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the weekend.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.